All right, we are in Orlando. So we made the drive already. South Georgia, went to Bradenton, and now to Orlando. So the longer drives, I think, are over. Tonight's drive is going to be a little bit shorter. So going from Orlando to up to Gainesville. So people are probably going to let it hang out a little more. They've also figured their stuff out. So from day one blues of the rain and the only getting one run in to yesterday trying to get a handle on things. Well, today, everybody probably has a handle on things. We went and bought a new car yesterday, so we're still trying to get a handle on that new car, and we're going to get some passes out there with that today. Well, we had one yesterday, so like right off the trailer, 1270. So what can we do with that car today? You're going to have to watch and find out on that as we do the Cletus challenge. And basically, there's 4 of us over there. It's us and Ty and James and Garrett trying to battle it out. We're the only ones that are fighting fair because we started with a $4,500 car yesterday morning, and now we got to try and make it go fast. But hey, catch all the action, check all the stuff. I am sure record's going to be broke today because the track is killer. So hey, check all that stuff out now, right here, right after me talking.
Tries this button out, the party button. Tom Bailey on the Cletus Challenge, car number 1. Well, look at this one. 1990 IROC.
RXZ.
RXZ. Bit of a nugget. Got the awesome race interior. Little was it a 5-gallon fuel cell, mechanical pump. Not bad oil pressure for a small block, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit lazy. That top gear.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, if it's reverse pattern, might be reverse pattern. What's your thoughts, Tom?
She's got some speed.
It'll need a 200 shot of fucking spray. Got the Mad 16.
Maybe she needs some brakes too. But
oh, really? It's punchy. It's probably been sitting for who knows how long. There's leaves everywhere, so yeah.
It was further from the track than we were hoping it was, so about 50 miles from the track. So as part of the deal, we got this for $300.
$300.
So we have all kinds of budget to do the build. Just kidding. So we got this, and he's actually going to deliver it to the track for us so that we know that we can hopefully get a pass in with it today. And we don't run out of fuel on the way there because we're going to have to do some jugs. It's only got a 5-gallon fuel cell, so we're going to have to do something for the 200 miles we got to do today with it after we get done at the track. But all good. Thank you, man. So they're going to load it up.
Thank you, sir.
Here's Pops. He's got a 69
Here's
Camaro
Pops.
in the garage.
For $200 more.
But, so
Thank you, sir.
we're all good. Get it to the track and, hey, go racing. This girl's ready to race. Got semi-air conditioning, comes right in through the top of the window, all rusted out. For 3 minutes we've been driving a car. Hopefully that lasts for 3 hours or however long it takes to get to Orlando. All in all, a good day. We We got parts to hopefully make the car faster if we get it there. We maybe should have bought the parts after we made it to the next track to determine if we needed them or not.
How much we got left on our budget?
Oh, we got bukus of money left. We spent $4,500 on the car and $700 on a nitrous kit. So all kinds of money left. A little bit of rub in the rear end. You know, adjust it. All right, so after 2.0 across the center line, I had to take the 20 on day one. So Gary was pitted right next to me, and I said, well, hey, like, rather than us beat up on 2.0, can we join in the challenge and go find a beater car or a budget car and participate in it? So
you have a beater,
dude. Ours by the end of the week is going to be you'll be blown up for the fifth time.
I don't want to hear a damn thing, Mr. 12 seconds.
Hey, 12:70 now 12:30.
Yeah, you're double. You're 12 seconds.
We're trying to figure out the right amount of nitrous to go 10s. So I don't know if we can get into the 9s, but you can check all the stuff out obviously on Cletus's YouTube channel for the whole challenge that's going on during Sick Week. It's pretty cool because I mean literally it just shows that anybody can do drag and drive. All you need is a car off Marketplace, and you're good to go.
You definitely don't have to be an idiot like what we're trying to do, go really fast. You don't have to do that. You can just enjoy yourself.
Yes, he's giving me a hard time about 12 seconds.
Yeah, if you want to go slow like Tom, you can really have a good time.
Hey, wait a second though. If we do, there actually should be 1 second for every $1,000 you are under budget.
I think next year we can calculate in a little bit more, and if someone runs, outside their class, they get a 1 second penalty. Or if they
That's
cut,
to get
or if they
James
cut
out.
the route. What about cutting the route? How much?
Wait, who cut the route?
Who do you think cut the route?
So,
listen to this.
Who would cut the route?
Last night, George and I were cruising. George and I have been going 85 for 2 hours, right? And we left James at the stud stop.
Because his car only goes 55.
His car goes 55.
Somehow he's at the hotel.
So we're hauling ass. We're doing 85, and all of a sudden, we come up on a 240.
No way.
And we haven't stopped. We have been going this whole time, following the route.
Do you think there was a trailer sitting somewhere?
No. There happens to be a direct route that the Sick Week guys didn't use, but somehow James got lost, ended up on that route.
He was lost.
Yeah.
Right, he was lost.
So we need to have penalties written down before we start next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, too much gray area going on.
Well, that's the thing, because we're like $3,000 under budget. So, we were down to $2,000 under budget because we spent $1,000 on nitrous shit.
Oh my God! What are you trying to do? Put your heads to.
Yep.
Get down. Yep, get down. Come back a minute. Hang on. That works. Outside, just takes the action off. Ready? Yep. You got backwards now? Yep, keep going. Good ball. Yeah. Forward, big ball backwards. Keep going. Alright, that's it. Go. Do it.
Trying to get a little clearance in there.
How dare you?
There you go.
time slip. Goes 12:36 and 112 miles an hour.
2025 is gonna be sick! And Sick Week is only the beginning. In June is the 3rd annual Sick Summer, another triumphant return to the heartland of the Midwest. In August, there's Michigan Miles, a week-long drag and drive in Sick's home state with 5 days of racing and the Woodward Dream Cruise. In October, Sick Smokies, an 8-day, 8-mile racing adventure through the Appalachian Mountains, from cruising downtown Nashville to taking on the legendary Tail of the Dragon. But before all that, Sick is hosting 2 weekend events inspired by the former NMCA NMRA racing series. April 10th to 12th is Sick at the Rock, Rockingham Dragway in North Carolina. May 29th to 31st, Sick on the Green, Beach Bend Raceway, Kentucky. Sickness is guaranteed. Go to the website, sickthemagazine.com.
Swing for a little bit more. See if we can drop that radio record for drag and drive a little bit. So, I think if everything goes well and everything does what it should do, maybe a 609, you know, 612, somewhere around there. So.
That doesn't count. It's not fast enough. We'll go faster tomorrow or later today. It was a good run. Got into wheelie control, slowed it down some. I was gonna go like a 15. Solid pass. Got a trans line rupture towards the end of the track. Cleaning up a pretty sizable oil leak that happened right now all over the inside of the car. I have another line so we can fix that. No big deal. And then I don't know if we'll make another pass. I probably should just get on the road. This trans line was a sign of maybe more will go wrong today.
Yesterday we went 640 at 223, caved in a windshield, had air filters on, yada yada, and still rattled the tires a little bit. So this morning we made a bar change to try to combat that, and everything was going really good until about 4.8 into the run when it just annihilated the tires. And looking at the data and then seeing that Brett went down right in front of us in the left lane and puked transmission fluid absolutely everywhere. The data showing that we went through his fluid. We've got his transmission fluid underneath the car too, so which is a bummer, but it is what it is, and everybody's safe and everybody's you know what I mean, so we're good to go. But anyway, it wound up going like 4.8 into the run when it did it. We got 659 at 170 something, and we're gonna hit the road because we haven't seen any of the checkpoints during the day, and like they looked really cool, and it would have been cool to see them during the day. So I'm pretty sure we drive along the coast today too, right? Yeah, that's what I mean. So like, so it's gonna be pretty cool. So we talked about it, and I was like, man, we could go back up and try to go fast, but realistically, we're sitting number 2 overall, and the smart move is to just hit the road because no matter how fast we go, because of day 1, and we only got that one shot at it, and we were shaking the tires. We went 7.0 on day 1, so there's no point in trying to chase him down because we'd have to go like 580 for the next 3 days in order to win. So it's like we're not going to catch him. So the smart move is to just hit the road and hope we can hold on to the little bit of a lead that we have in our class in the second place. But the field of like for overall is very close. Like it's really close. I'm pretty sure Alex Taylor's in number 3, and we only went a 59 today, so it lowered our average down to like a 60
66, I think, maybe, or 65, something like that. But she's at like a 79. She could catch us if we have a bad day. So there's a lot of strategy in this stuff if you want to try to win something. So we'll see, you know. But I want to hit the road. I'd like to eat an actual meal. That'd be great. Or even a hot dog during the day at a gas station would be okay. I'm fine with that. I just am sick and tired of doing peanut M&Ms at 2 in the morning. So, you know, so we're gonna hit the road and try to enjoy the scenery in Florida. So, but overall, this has been my favorite, the hardest, worst sick week we've ever done, but my favorite so far.
So last time I saw you, we were just changing lifters in the engine, and it's actually a fairly common thing for engines that have lifters and push rods. But but it's just one of those things, and I think it's honestly it was probably my fault. It's definitely not the fault of the lifter. I screwed up. We idled in from the hotel all the way in. This car was just running super sweet. It was literally sitting there idling at 850 RPM, which is an oddity for something like these big motors, okay? And when it does that, it with 190, 200 degree oil temperature, it has really low oil pressure. And I'm looking at it going, oh, that's really low. And I think that really, really low oil pressure, just idling around, not just for 5 seconds over here and back, I mean, an hour of idling around. Basically, I think I probably hurt some lifters, and so that's basically my fault. I raised my my RPM level up at idle, and so now the thing idles at 1100, 1050, 1100, and all of a sudden it makes 24, 25, 26 at full heat. So it's fine. So it's probably just I killed it myself.
All right, so it's day number 3 of sick week. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Kinda? It was weird. Okay, so we started out, first pass, smoked the tires a little ways out, so that run was just not even usable. Second run, I'm getting that antsy like, oh, this has gotta work. If it doesn't work, it's gonna be bad. Ran a 678 at 213 mile an hour, so we were really happy with that. Later in the day when we were getting on the road, but like Nick was finishing up his car, and it was gonna be easier to cruise at a higher speed, so we were excited. We go kick gas. We get on the road, we're about 15 miles from the track, and then I get a call from Nick and Meg at the same time, and I'm like, uh-oh, something's not good. And I couldn't hear Nick, so I answered Meg. Meg's like, Nick just hit a deer. And I'm like, is everybody okay? And she's like, yeah, but Uncle Sam's not. And I'm like, oh, crap, I'm like, I have no idea how bad it is. Nick calls me, like, we find a spot to pull over, he calls me, and he's like, I just put the thing in the ditch, the wheel and tire came off, and da-da-da-da-da, wasn't a deer. Long story short, we are on the sketchiest, narrowest, darkest 2-lane road you could think of, because why not? We're parked on the side of, like, I'm talking pitch black. So, like, we're out waving flashlights trying to make sure, because people are just flying by. Nick's in the ditch, and he's like, I'm going to call a tow truck, you guys go on. We're like, in my mind, I'm like, that's a lot of money. I was like, that's going to be an expensive one, and 2, it's going to just rip the car up, So I was like, we can fix this. We can fix this, We ended up, he lost all the studs, so we were only able to kind of band-aid it. Band-aided enough, Dad had the idea to pull a couple studs, put them on the other side, wheel studs, and then we found the wheel and tire across the ditch. The axle was in the middle of the road. Dad used little short, stubby wrenches and used them as spacers in the wheel and put the lug nuts on them because he lost all his spacers, so he couldn't tighten the bolts up. It was rough, okay? But anyways, Nick turned around, went back, parked it at Freedom Factory. Thankfully, they let us do that. And then he got in the car with Meg and my mom. Like, they went back and picked him up, and then they followed along later. Long story short, got like 2 hours of sleep, got 2 hours of sleep the night before. Feels like old drag and drive days. I'm ready to get hopefully a one and done and get on the road and go get some food and take a nap. But we're day 3. Let's go.
Nick, you had a hell of a drive last night. Tell us what happened.
It wasn't even much of a drive. It ended pretty short right out of the track. I think in pretty much all of the craziness, I just didn't tighten that side of the lugs, and never felt the car move, wiggle, anything. And next thing you know, we're halfway in the air. Luckily, the tire came off and ripped the quarter panel and didn't flip the car, and then we were in the ditch, and the wheel didn't go and hit anybody else. So Could have been way worse.
What's the damage?
Just quarter panel, which I need to make Zeus on and off quarter panels anyways to go from small tire to big tire. So it's kind of like when I wrecked it and I had to redo the front end. It was all old and needed redone anyways. So now I just get to redo the rear end now. And I can do the paint and make it nice again.
But definitely not repairable out here.
Honestly, I could have changed wheel studs. I could have found some wheel studs and drove it and all that, but I don't know how the car, I mean, my back glass was broken, the wheel tub was broken, the rear quarter's sticking 2 foot in the air, so it's like, I don't know how that would act at 180, 200 miles an hour, and it's just like, we had no sleep, and it's one of those signs where it's like, this is the sign. I would normally hacksaw it off and keep going, but something just told me, just cut your losses.
I think we pinched an oil line going to the turbo and it f***ed up the bearings in it. And so, yeah, we got to fix that. And then some sucking crackhead motherfucker stole our scooter off of our trailer this morning. So
Out of the hotel?
Out of the hotel parking lot. Looks like a good place, but they also broke a window out of a van. Took some, I don't know who the guy is, but some guy with a blue pickup truck here. They stole all of his tools. So hope the f***er doesn't realize it goes 47 miles an hour and crashes into a, I don't know, brick wall or something. But yeah, we're down a scooter. Anything wrong, we just wanted to work on it a little bit. You know, we slept good and not tired yet, so I figured we'd get dirty and tired. We broke the rear end for sure, and I've hurt the gear bender more than once when I've done that, so we're gonna take that out now just in case we only get one more attempt.
Yeah, so rear end broke first and then...
rear end's in pieces, yeah. I kind of suspected it was going to. It made a little bit of noise on the drive up there. So I was hoping it made it that run, but yeah, should have probably inspected it.
Eddie is a naturally aspirated drag and drive world record. And down on mile an hour from what the car can do. Tell us about it.
Yeah, definitely. I can't complain because running it with the street rockers on it up in Georgia there, it did go 201 kind of. I was hoping it would, but wasn't sure it was. But we just kind of ran out of time. We don't have enough time to change the car over. We're running out of time. So I chose just to leave the rockers in the box. If we make it to the end, I'll put them back on. I would like to see it go that again. But all in all, yeah, couldn't be happier. I mean, it's not an unlimited car. This is just a modified 10-inch tire, conventional 632. So at the end of the day, if I wanted to do something different, maybe, big inch motor, but then I'd be racing against turbo cars, so there ain't no sense of bringing a knife to a gunfight. So for what this is, I'm 100% satisfied with it. Great modified car, similar like what Brett LaSala has. Basically, same foundation. He's doing it with power adders. I'm doing it N8, but small tire, lightweight. So.
Well, you got through two pretty hard driving legs so far, and the street drive is always something that worries you, I know.
Yeah, absolutely. What did I think, 500 and some? I don't know, in 2 days. We got lost last night, so I think we put it on an extra 15 miles or whatever. But yeah, definitely, hopefully that's all behind us and we can go slow and easy and we can get out before dark and maybe get to a hotel before 4 in the morning like we did finally. So 2 hours sleep in 2 days just ain't cutting it. But that's why I get through the towel on the rocker arms. I bit off a lot here. There's too much action going on here and not enough time to do it. So this is, I got to make sacrifices. So, but all in all, yeah, couldn't be happier. The thing's unbelievable. I got to thank Jimmy Lopez. He's the one who built the engine for me. I mean, he rides with me. He puts up with me. I thought last night he was ready to throw the towel in. He said, Ed, I can't run 3 days with no sleep. I said, well, we're going to do something. We're going to get something.
All right, the latest giveaway, 69 pace car. I've had this car for about 20 years. So every dollar you spend on the merch site, SickTheMag.com, get you an entry for this. Even if you're buying tickets to come to this event, you get entries for it. So SickTheMag.com.
Keep on. You want to get some of this? Right there. I think I got the socks on too. Yeah.
Matching socks.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
It felt good. I guess I need to pay attention to the weather because it seemed like it was pretty slow. I mean, I say that. 750, 182. It's okay. But I was looking for a little bit more than that. So. But besides that, everything was good.
You're going to take it though, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm tired. I feel better than yesterday, but I'd really like a nap. You know what I mean?
Everybody here feels the same way.
Yeah, maybe back in South Georgia we'll try and turn it up a little bit or something. But we kind of stuck with the same tune, and that was the first one that I underpowered the whole way, so can't be too bad about it. Everything's still working.
Sean?
Yes, sir.
Tell me how your first drag and drive experience is going in this Corvette.
I mean, it's so simple that it's no big deal. Are you kidding me? I'm freaking wasted tired. I think I've got about 3 hours of sleep. This thing rides like crap. My back hurts. My fingers are all cracked up. It's great. Let's do it again. It's okay. It's not bad. I mean, honestly, it's very hard, but I mean, it's actually going overall for what I'm trying to do, it's going pretty good. We've had no real minor issues. I am fighting an oil leak. Like, I am pouring oil in this thing like it's nobody's business. But, I mean, still running, so the first day at South Georgia, like I say, we only got one run. It went 781, I think, at 180. I really took a big chunk out of the starting line when I staged it. My bumps, I'm getting used to a turbo car, and when I bumped it in, I John forced it. I mean, I stuffed it way in there. I thought I shot through it, but I kept the bottom bulb on. So that was probably a tenth or two, maybe, I don't know. And then At Bradenton, I did a lot better staging job. I just kind of knocked it in, and it went a 770 at about the same mile an hour. You know, hoping for about the same today. If it runs anywhere in the mid 7s, I'd be super happy. Yeah.
was gluing the intake back together again with a 3M bond, but we forgot the straps and we took it on the trans brake. Just before that run, we blew the intake apart again. So we just decided we hit and miss, put all the ratchets we have, five of them now, put it together, go for a run, see what it goes, and then try to fix something else. It went pretty good for what it was, but it was leaking, so we had like 30 pounds instead of 17. And we had a really bad 60-footer 118. It was lazy because the boost was down on the trans brake. So we have compensated for that with the dome pressure. So we have a lot of more dome pressure now to compensate for the boost leak. We assume is going to be about the same. So the ratchets are probably going to extend about the same amount. So hopefully we see the good amount of boost on the trans brake, and we can just pour in some like 10 pounds of boost, so like 40 pounds down track, and go like 640 and be in the game again.
You were saying that you wouldn't mind getting a 640, and look what happened.
Yeah, it was a 640. So we aimed for the right dome pressure. We did, and we thought we were going to improve on the top end, but we didn't. It was exactly the same miles per hour. But the part on the 1.8 or really the 340 improved a huge bit, like 3/10. So just pouring in the boost faster, it leaks out at 30 pounds, but we're pouring in where we didn't have 30 pounds before, so we just poured in more there. So we're going to try to seal it again and put the ratchet strap before we test any boost, so we don't blow it off again. And hopefully we can make like 40, 45 pounds or even 50 tomorrow. And hopefully it will go faster.
That's good. I wanted to run a 6 something, so the fact that we pulled that off is, I am very happy with that. This track has been miserable today. Like absolutely one of the most trying situations I think I've ever had, because we went out and it was so sticky, I thought, but it actually was greasy. So we had just massive wheel speed. I didn't get to walk the track. I went sooner than I thought I was going to. Whatever, that's not it. But I go and I thought it was sticky, it was greasy. So I spun the tire, went back, didn't have enough power, went back, wish I could have put more power, but whatever, it's a 6 something and we're calling it. And I don't know where that puts me in the class, I have no idea, but we ran a 6, so we should still be placed somewhere. I want to pack up and get on the road, and I want to take a nap. I think I've said that 3 times today. You guys can make a compilation video of I want to take a nap.
651.
51 is all?
Yeah.
Yeah, hardly worth making another run. Oh well. I'm putting the pressure on him, I think. Am I? Can you feel the pressure when you're over there or no?
So much pressure.
Under pressure.
Death by 1,000 cuts this week, eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. Oh, I started off so shitty. I gotta slowly dig my way back in. I think I'm about there now.
651.
51 is all?
Yeah.
Yeah, hardly worth making another run. Oh well. I'm putting the pressure on him, I think. Am I? Can you feel the pressure when you're over there or no?
So much pressure.
Under pressure.
Death by 1,000 cuts this week, eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. Oh, I started off so shitty. I gotta slowly dig my way back in. I think I'm about there now.
How are you?
Good to see you.
How are you enjoying sick week? Your first sick week?
I'm loving it. I love it. Absolutely love it. There's no place else I'd rather be right now than here in Florida, cruising in the streetcar, man. So the first day I had some rotten E85, whatever, you know, and it didn't run very well, but then I got some good fuel and then it's been fine ever since. But that first day was rough. The first day really kind of got screwed up because we only got one shot, and that was my first pass on this engine and this car since we put it all back together, and it was a 10th slow. It is what it is. I put a little bit of timing in it. I put some better fuel in it after I made that initial pass, and it's been right there ever since. 1096, 1094. So I'm really happy with it. It's doing really good. This engine was never intended to be in this combination, like a car this heavy with this converter. This was Tommy's engine for his S10, which was going to be, you know, a lightweight truck on nitrous with a little steeper gear, less weight, looser converter. And this is a much tighter converter. You know, it's a real deal street car. So it's not real happy, but it's not doing too bad.
Flavor?
Keep it simple with chocolate.
Cookies and cream.
Got triple peanut butter.
I got Cookie Monster. Butter pecan.
Well, I was going to get Mom's banana pudding, but they're out, so I had to get the Fat Elvis.
Fat Elvis. I went classic. I got some vanilla, but there's some cookies and cream hiding underneath.
Yeah, we got Cookie Monster, and I got Gingerbread Man on bottom. Yeah, Gingerbread Man's a power bottom, actually.
Mom's cream pie and Superman.
There's a flavor called Mom's cream pie.
Well, his mom's being cream pied by Superman. That's what happened in the bowl right there.